Hello, welcome to Just a Breezy Chat. My name is Breezy, and this is the podcast channel to my YouTube channel, Breezyville. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also check out my merch shop that I have as well. That is also I have a Facebook page for the social media aspect of it if you want to go check that out as well. Um, with that being said, why don't we dive into today's episode? As we discuss who's your Amelia. You're probably thinking, Amelia? That could be anybody. Well, my my listeners, if you have seen the show Private Practice and Grey's Anatomy, then you know who I'm talking about. If you have not, I do recommend you go and check it out. Um, But make sure when you do check it out, you have a box of Kleenexes nearby because you will go through every emotion from anger to sadness. I'm telling you, Shonda Rhimes has a way of getting even through the coldest people. But yes, all right. So when I say Amelia, I am talking about Amelia Shepherd. Probably, Meredith, Meredith Addison, Maggie. But what about Amelia? I feel like a lot of people want to sleep on her and hate on her. I mean, she's done some things that wasn't perfect, but she has had the best character growth in my opinion. And she's one of my favorite characters from both series. Uh it's true. If you go check my YouTube video, I did a video ranking my top Private Practice and my top Grey's Anatomy characters, and she is number one on both. Um, I love the side characters, especially when they become primary characters. But like, I love, but there's something about Amelia that you can just resonate with. I think, but Amelia is feisty, and like I said earlier, she has had the best character growth in my opinion. So, So let's think about it. Amelia is head of neuro like Grace alone. She is the youngest sister in the black sheep of the Shepherd family. She knows her family expects the worst in her and not surprised when she does something. Honestly, they think the worst of her, and I really hope this happens in the next season so bad. That her family makes an appearance and they come to, and her Amelia and her sisters they come to like a reconciliation, honestly acknowledging her growth as a person and individual in general. Because she's an amazing mom. She's an amazing. She's an aunt for crying out loud. She loves those kids. Even with Lucas, she was looking after him. Um, but Amelia, yeah, she will always be my favorite character. And one of the things I love about Amelia is she knows her flaws. She does not try to hide them. She's painfully aware of the mistakes that she makes and how others perceive her. Um, she struggles with addiction, and she is relatable, honest, and realistic. Have y'all should go check out the YouTube videos of Amelia being realistic with her facial expressions, and I love it. But yeah, she's also chaotic, dramatic, and she's perky. And when she smiles, though, it's like it melts my heart seeing her smile because she deserves to smile more often. After all she's been through, she deserves that. Like I said, she's aware of all the mistakes that she has made. And one thing that I love about her is something that I think I can resonate with because I act like this too. Is she acts like she doesn't care what anybody thinks, but deep down she does care a lot more than people even realize. So, Amelia premiered as a series regular in the 10th season. And I will say this overall again best character growth and change overall. She was introduced as a regular during one of the most changing times in Grey's Anatomy, with Christina leaving and Derek died. She at the end of her first season on the show, she has a complicated relationship with her coworkers and families, and she has big shoes to fill because if you think about it, she was under Derek's shadow for the longest time. She had to come to a lot. She had to let people know who she was on her own. Like, she wasn't just her younger brother's shadow. She just did not. She was also a person who is very good at her job. Um, so one of the things about Amelia is that she was never gifted with the greatest of sisters. Like they were snobby. They judged her. They even like whenever she came to visit, like they literally didn't even take the time to apologize to recognize her growth as an individual. So this is why her sister with Meredith and Maggie is super important because she because with Amelia she was already the sister-in-law to Meredith. So there was a lot of complexities with that and hard moments to watch when we often only find in romantic relationships. And however, there is something special that in their sisterhood that makes it irreplaceable and special, especially when Maggie um added to the mix. The three of them, they also make an iconic trio that can't be matched. And one of my favorite things is that she loves, I cannot remember what season. This might be a spoiler too if you guys haven't seen it, but is that she said, I didn't grow up with the greatest of sisters, so the universe knew what it was doing whenever um he gave me Maggie and whenever I was given Maggie and Meredith. I think that's how it goes, but I can't remember. That's one of my favorite. That's one of the things that stands out. Like she knows. But come on, we all have an Amelia in our life if you truly stop and think about it. She's someone who experienced grief at a young age. I mean, she witnessed her father dying for crying out loud. She found drugs as a way to cope with everything. She's very smart in everything else. Like, a lot of people seem to forget that. Like, the drugs really did impact her. I will say is I've never done drugs, but it adds more to her storyline. Like, when Derek died, she had to find a way to cope without turning back to drugs. When Meredith and Maggie leave Seattle, she starts down a spiral, and then if it wasn't for Addison stepping in, I really do think that she would have started that spiral again. Because that was after Kai has done left too as well. So, but like her character development overall is really important. It reminds us that no matter how many mistakes we make in life, we can continue to learn from those mistakes and grow from them. But she is an example of someone who has overcame grief for crying out loud. She felt at 6 months she was pregnant with her son, who would be born without a brain. I cannot think of what they called it. I am not a doctor or a nurse, so I can't think of the exact terminology for it. But and like after she has her son in private practice, she never really talks about him. That's why I loved it whenever she started opening up for the first time when she was talking to Owen about her son, and everything. And then like the more she opened up about it, like the more you could tell she was coming to terms with everything. Like her character was truly growing. Um, but like even whenever she found out she was pregnant, she was so scared to be pregnant. I think a part of her was so scared that she was worried that if she carried this child to term, that he was going to be born without a brain. And that was one of the main things that concerned her. And a lot of, but so thankful they did not do that to her because I don't think she could have handled that. I really don't. But like after she lost her first son, Christopher, she made a promise that she was never going to have children again. And then the surprise pregnancy. with her and Link. Well, I think that one really drew her. Um, and I'm so glad she decided to keep that baby. Amelia looks is a terrific mom and everything, but I think Amelia overall, we all know an Amelia in our life. Think about it. We all know someone who acts so tough like they don't care, but deep down they do. Someone who has overcame a lot and really wants to be acknowledged for it, but they don't let it show. Who's an Amelia in your life? Do you are you an Amelia? Do you know an Amelia? Um, but yeah, that is it for today's episode of Just a Breezy Chat. I will see y'all next time. Y'all have a great day. And try not to get caught up in this storm that's going on outside. I'll see y'all next time.